Hi all, this is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was snowy, cold, where it was dangerous walking the streets. It was actually more dangerous walking the streets than driving. New York and Long Island, we're not too bad when it comes to salting the roads and making them passable. True, we didn't have much of a snow, but it was still the white stuff. It was on the ground. It was on my car. I had to take a brush and get it off my windshield. I don't like that. I like the summer. I like the spring. I like the fall. Not so much the winter, unless I'm having a fantastic market experience. And so far this winter, it started off not so great, like in December, but it turned around, unlike the weather. It is zooming up, just as I thought it would. Not everything I own, but a lot of what I own, including today's little move on atnm, actinium pharmaceuticals. Excuse me. Shouldn't have an apple, chocolate, and potato chips before going on the air. I guess that was dinner. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, actinium. Very happy about that move. It jumped to 60, I don't know, 3 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, pick a number. I don't even remember, but it jumped up very nicely, considering it was selling at 30 something pennies not too long ago. So that's a double right there. And I think there's more to go. I'm first thinking of adding on a pullback. I have a lot of it, but I may add more. Okay, so that takes care of what I wanted to say about actinium. Of course, we'll look at the charts. Amazon, I sold a little bit. I didn't plan on selling any Amazon, but at the very last chance I had to sell, last 10 minutes of the day, at about 10 to 4, I sold a little. Now, I just didn't like the way Amazon's been behaving lately. I told you that the other day. Told you my patience is growing thin. So I took a little bit more off the table. We'll look at the one-day chart for Amazon. I'll because I was kind of looking at it earlier today. Not that I wanted a day trade. I just, out of curiosity and maybe looking for strength versus weakness for tomorrow. In any event, we'll look at that. We're going to look at a continued comparison between the Dow and the RUT. Second day in a row, the Russell 2000 outperformed all the other indices. It was up, I think it was up about 0.5% again, maybe. I don't remember, but it was double the Dow. So if the Dow was up 0.25%, it was up 0.5%. And the other indices were less than that, up less than that. So the RUT 2 days in a row has been outperforming the Dow. That's and the S&P and the Nasdaq, and that has been my prediction that the general market, the small caps, will take over the leadership away from the large caps and the Dow. The Dow is still strong, stronger than the S&P 500, stronger than the Nasdaq. The FANG stocks like Amazon, Apple are still laggards at this point. So rather than wait for them to play catch up, I think I'm probably going to ease out of my positions and try to go into things that are more lucrative. And of course, I mean, you can't go whole hog into something that's more lucrative because that would mean I'm buying Chrome with all my money. And maybe that's not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong, but Not for Dr. J, maybe for a younger person. You go where the juice is, right? The juice is in the pot stocks. Anyway, I still believe in diversifying. I still believe in biotechnology. I think that's the next great move that's going to be made. I think it'll leave pot behind. We're going to forget about pot. Well, maybe not forget about it. We might smoke some pot to celebrate the gains we're going to get from biotech. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not a pot smoker, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe now that it's going to be legalized, maybe I'll become a pot smoker. Nah. What else? What else did I wind up doing? The last 15 minutes, I did 3 things. I sold a little Amazon. I sold half my AMD Advanced Micro. I made a 5% gain on that, and I'm looking to hold the rest for more like a 10 or better percent gain. Willing to lose a couple of percentage points back. So not all of it back. I like profits. So maybe my stop loss will give me a 2.5% profit instead of 5%. What else? I bought something. I bought a pot stock. I didn't buy Chrome because I have a lot of it. I didn't buy ACB because I don't believe in that as much as I believe in the one that I did buy, CGC. I could have added a little Tilray. Tilray is showing a little pop lately, but I didn't. I still have a small position. Okay, so I'm in all 4 pot stocks. I added today some CGC at the last 5 minutes. I don't even know what I paid for it. I mean, I do know. It's in the 46 and change range. I'd like to pay 45.50, 45.60. Anybody want to sell me their shares? I think in a few days, maybe. So I would be a buyer at that point. And Crone, I might even add some more if there's another little pullback, which of course it will be. So I've got my eye on keeping my ABC, ACB, Aurora, keeping my Tilray position, adding to my Crone a little bit, and adding to CGC more than a little bit. That's what I have in mind. Let's see how it plays out. A viewer asked me to chart TRXC, a little biotech that's running. It had a tremendous downturn, got about 90% of the float made up of shorts. They have FDA approval on a medical device to improve the robotic experience, laparoscopic surgery, etc. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll show the chart of TRXC. I don't remember the name of the company. I think those are the only 2 biotechs that I charted. Again, I charted the Dow, I charted the RUT, I charted the AMD, I charted CGC, I charted TRXC. I don't know what else I charted. We'll have to take a look. I'm beginning to sound a little sing-songy here. I don't like that. Dr. J, no more sing-song monotone stuff. You're going to put people to sleep, including yourself. I mean, you're no Buddy Holly. I mean, you're no Jerry Lee Lewis. You're no Elvis Presley. You're not even a Justin Timberlake. So why would I sing a song? I won't. Okay. I don't know how I came up with Justin Timberlake. All right, anyway. Let's share screen. As always, for your own due diligence, my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Please subscribe. Dr. J appreciates you're following me. And don't forget to share the link with all your friends. I hope it wasn't too sing-songy for you. Write a comment and give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. From left to right, the Dow. We're in that same boring channel going up. Well, how boring could it be if we're going up every day 1/4 of 1%? A little boring because on Friday we went up a lot more than that, didn't we? We don't know the exact high and low on Friday. I've got my cursor where it should be, but what are you going to do? That's the last big candle we had Friday. We've had these tiny little doji type candles all surrounding that Friday candle. So the Wednesday and Thursday of last week and the Tuesday and Wednesday of this week have been slow. The volume has been very even for the last 2-3 weeks. We haven't had a high volume day since 12/21. No, 12, what is this, 12/21. That was our last really high volume day, and it was to the downside. It was a tip-off, though, of good things to come. The high volume to the downside led to a big move on the 26th. What am I comparing it to? Naturally, the rut. The Dow and the Russell 2000 were both even early September. Look at the difference now. The Dow lost 0.4% since early September, but the Russell 2000 lost 8.5% for a difference of 9%. So you'd be 9%, no, difference of 8.1%. You'd be better off by 8.1% with the Dow 30 than with the Russell 2000. I suppose that ratio is about the same for the diamonds versus IWM. I think that's going to reverse. We're going to look at this in a month or two, and you're going to see the rut crossing the Dow. That I haven't heard any other analyst make that kind of prediction. So Dr. J is going out, and once again, on a limb. Amazon.com. So what does that mean if I think the small caps are going to outperform? It means I decrease or I get rid of my positions in the FANG and some of the Dow stocks even, and go into a basket of small cap stocks. That's the hard part, picking the right ones. You pick the right ones, you make a fortune. You don't pick the right ones, you lay an egg. I guess it's always like that. Okay, Amazon.com, the interval is 15 minutes. It showed a distinct downtrend end of day. It didn't hold support in the last 15 minutes. So that I decided to sell. I sold it probably just below where it closed. Still for a nice gain. I still have more. I don't know why, but I didn't get rid of all of it. I just have a habit of doing things piecemeal instead of just getting rid of the whole thing. And usually that costs me money, especially on the selling side. I have a strong feeling I'm going to be selling the rest of my Amazon for less than what I sold it today. Apple, probably the same is true for Apple. It might continue to linger. It might continue to go up in the lower half of its channel. There's a lot of possibilities, but Apple is has done terrible. Look at it compared to the rut. I mean, for goodness sake, the rut, which was so weak compared to the Dow, is looking super strong compared to Apple. So maybe Apple is just not the place to hang out in, waiting for that comeback move. This comparison alone tells me just sell my Apple, and if nothing else, just buy IWM. AMD. I sold half for about a 5% gain. I didn't like its lackluster performance end of day. And I just felt like not sticking to my original $25 to take profit. Why be greedy? I have over $1 gain from the time I sold. I think I sold at $23.98 towards the end of the day, which gave me better than $1, which gave me about 4% gain, something like that. Better than 4%. How far will I let it go? Probably not very far. Probably the bottom of yesterday's candle, 23.61. So maybe 23.50. If it goes to 23.50 tomorrow, I probably will end the trade. But on the other hand, I might let it ride, trying to get better than 25. Okay, so it really depends on AMD. If it's up tomorrow, I'm going to let it ride. CGC. I added at the end of the day just because I've been trying to find the right spot to add. And I should have added a couple, when was it? Thursday and Wednesday of last week, I had opportunities at about $44 a share, I think. Some 44.50, I don't remember. So I'm looking for that number again. I'm looking for that $44 number. I don't need to compare everything to this is comparing it to Chronos. Wow, what a difference. My goodness. I own both right about in here. And I made out like a bandit on the Chrome. I sold some, bought some back, but didn't make out like a bandit at all on the CGC, probably about even. So I don't have that much CGC, so it's okay. I'm thinking these two charts will get closer instead of further. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the right play is just buy Chrome and forget about CGC. Stay with the winner. But I want to equal it out a little bit. I have so much more Chrome than I do CGC. Okay, ATNM. What a move to 65 pennies and 2 pennies more after hours. Wow, that's 16% on the day. I feel a lot richer at the end of the day than I did at the beginning of the day. When it moves like this, I just want to buy more and more and more. And I may just not be able to control myself. I'll pull back to the 60. Well, certainly I pull back to 62 cents. I'll probably add. I just have a nasty habit of buying this thing, along with ATHX. And I had the same habit with Geron, which was working out for me until it didn't. TRXC. By the way, remember I kept telling you I'm looking to get into Tandem. I'm looking to get into Tandem. I'm looking to get into Tandem. I know I'm diverting from the graph. I still haven't gotten into Tandem because I'm scared of the double top in Tandem. Maybe we'll quickly take a look, but after TRXC. TRXC is right at resistance, so you let the stock tell you what to do. I talked about the fundamentals a little bit in the intro. So upon a break of 302, we go to 305, 306, 308. You might want to take a flyer for a trade, stop loss at the low of today's candle, whatever that was, and to take profit up around 340, something like that. So it might be worth it. 30-cent gain versus, let's see, what was the low today? 274. If you buy at 304, it's a 30-cent loss. It's about an even money shot. But I like the odds. If it goes easily past the 302 mark, could easily keep on going. You might even shorten that to about 338. You'll take profit. All right. I wanted to take a quick look at Tandem to show you what I'm afraid of, the double top. So that's why I've been holding off buying. I don't want to chase something that may pull back. Much better to wait for it to pull back, right? I do want to be an owner of Tandem. I do want to hold shares in Tandem. But I don't want to chase. I don't want to overpay and feel silly. It wouldn't be the first time, of course, where I've chased. But I'm trying to learn from my experience. tndm. Tandem. You know, this is another medical device maker for a pump, an insulin pump for type 1 diabetics. We've talked about this numerous times. After hours, it's down 18 pennies. All right, so the double top I'm talking about would be right about here at the top of this candle, which is $52. Well, you know, it came very close to taking out. It came very close to taking out the high at 52.55. 52 is very close. Yeah, the double top is this and this. So if you want to just draw it in, we could. Horizontal. My mouse, of course, is. Did I tell you I need a new mouse? I complain a lot. All right, horizontal. The horizontal and the vertical. TV adjustments. All right, so there we go. There's our double top at $52. So I'm thinking I might wait for a pullback, maybe to lower levels, and maybe it pulls back 5 to 10% after that big run. Maybe even pulls back as low as $44. That would be a great place to get in. But I'm going to probably average in on weakness. So I'm going to be buying the dips, not selling the rips, because I expect many rips on this one. So where are we? I think we covered enough ground for tonight. So I'm going to say sayonara. I'm going to say shalom. I'm going to say arrivederci. I'm going to say au revoir. I'm going to say see ya. This has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the G. Bye.